10-year-old Kiran, a whirlwind of energy with a mop of black hair, loved nothing more than exploring the jungle bordering her village. One sunny afternoon, a flash of electric blue caught her eye. It was a butterfly, its wings shimmering like a shattered piece of sky. Without a thought, Kiran darted after it, deeper and deeper into the cool shade of the trees. The chase was exhilarating, the dappled sunlight filtering through the leaves creating a magical tunnel. But slowly, the thrill morphed into a creeping dread. The butterfly had vanished, and the once familiar sounds of her family's laughter were replaced by an unsettling silence. Panic bubbled in Kiran's chest. The towering trees that were once friendly giants now seemed like menacing guardians, their branches like gnarled claws reaching towards her. Vines, once playthings for swinging, now looked like tangled serpents. She remembered her grandfather's tales of talking monkeys and sly tigers, stories that sent shivers down her spine. Tears welled up in her eyes, blurring the vibrant greens and browns of the jungle. Taking a deep breath, Kiran remembered her grandfather's advice. "The sun always sets in the west, Kiran," her grandpa used to say. "If you ever get lost, just follow the path of the setting sun, and it will lead you home." Squinting through the dense foliage, Kiran searched for a sliver of orange light filtering through the leaves. It was a faint hope, but it was all she had. She started walking, pushing through the undergrowth, her small heart hammering against her ribs like a trapped bird. As dusk settled, casting long, airy shadows, exhaustion gnawed at Kiran's legs. She stumbled upon a small stream, its gurgling music a comforting sound compared to the rustling leaves and chirping insects. Remembering another of her grandfather's lessons, Kiran knelt by the stream and drank deeply. The cool water soothed her parched throat and gave her a much-needed boost. She decided to follow the stream, hoping it would eventually lead her out of the jungle's grip. The night was a symphony of strange sounds. Hoots of unseen owls echoed in the distance, making Kiran huddle closer to the base of a large tree. She wrapped her arms around herself, trying to ward off the growing chill and the fear gnawing at her insides. She missed her warm bed, her mother's lullabies, her father's playful stories. But most of all, she missed feeling safe. Tears streamed down her face, blurring the image of the full moon peeking through the leaves. Just as despair threatened to engulf her, Kiran remembered a story her grandfather often told. It was about a tiny sparrow caught in a storm. The sparrow was scared and alone, just like Kiran. But it didn't give up. It flapped its wings with all its might, determined to find shelter. The story ended with the sparrow finding a warm, cozy nest to ride out the storm. Kiran squeezed her eyes shut, picturing herself as that brave little sparrow. She wouldn't give up. She would find her way back. The first rays of dawn painted the sky a hopeful pink. Kiran continued her trek along the stream, her stomach grumbling with hunger. Suddenly, a flash of red caught her eye. A plump berry glistened on a low-hanging branch. She remembered her grandfather teaching her about the different plants in the jungle, which ones were safe to eat and which ones to avoid. Taking a tentative bite, the sweet, tangy flavor filled her mouth, giving her a much-needed burst of energy. As the sun climbed higher, the jungle seemed a little less menacing. The air, heavy with the scent of damp earth and exotic flowers, held a strange sense of hope. She continued walking, following the stream and the faint hope it offered. Finally, After what felt like an eternity, Kiran saw a break in the trees. Hope surged through her like a tidal wave. She quickened her pace, her legs burning with exertion, but she wouldn't stop now. And then, there it was. The familiar sight of her village, a cluster of thatched huts nestled amidst emerald paddy fields. Smoke curled from chimneys, promising warmth and food. She let out a cry of joy, the sound echoing through the jungle. Running towards the village, Kiran saw her father sprinting towards her, her face etched with worry. They collided in a hug, tears streaming down both their faces. In that moment, the jungle seemed a distant nightmare. Kiran had faced her fears and emerged stronger, forever marked by her adventure in the wild heart of the forest. But Kiran's story doesn't end there. As she sat by the fire that night, surrounded by her loved ones, a newfound sense of courage bloomed within her. She had been lost, scared, and alone. But she had found her way back, not just out of the jungle, but this 10-year-old girl showed the strength within. Even when lost and afraid, hold on to hope and never give up on finding your way back. Remember, the greatest strength lies not just in the muscles, but in the spirit that refuses to quit. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think.